All right, you guys, welcome to our continuing education class. I'm always excited to be one of the teachers here because our goal as teachers and leaders in our essential oil community is to empower people, to give them ideas on how to use what they've got or give them ideas on getting different results. Sometimes we might be trying something and maybe we're not getting exactly what we want. So welcome to our Zoom class. And if you guys are watching the replay, we appreciate you guys doing that also. I want to remind you guys that this class is being recorded. So if you guys have questions and things, go ahead and hold them or put them in the chat until the very end. And we will be happy to have people unmute and ask your questions then. One of the things I love most about these classes is it gives you the opportunity right here to have your concerns addressed or ask for different solutions for different things. We always have a lot of people here who are very well educated in essential oils. And so it's our pleasure to be here to help you on the journey and to go through it with you. We do live Zoom classes every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We only record Mondays and Tuesdays. If you would like to stay connected with us and get class reminders, at the very end of class, I'm going to give you a phone number that you can text the word class reminders to, and you'll get a text with the link right before class starts. And then also the other really cool thing is you'll receive on Wednesday, we give out the recordings. So if you have somebody you want to share them with, or if you want to hear it again, if you're like me, I could listen over and over and over. And so, yeah, we're just really happy to be able to provide you guys with as much information as possible. Now, those classes, like I said, are every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We use the same Zoom link, the same time. And so put that on your calendar. One of the things I love to do is I'll just go into each day of the week, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll put a reminder. So there's a little alarm. And then in that same alarm, I put the link to the Zoom so I can just touch it and I'm ready to go. Okay, so we have a series of 8 different classes that we teach. Now, just because maybe you've gone to the next level metabolism once, I would encourage you to go as many times as possible, because each time we teach the classes, we may have different content, we may have different teachers, and it's always just a great way to really empower yourself so that you can empower your family, your friends, your coworkers with what to do with what you have. Or maybe you've got somebody who's just a little interested in essential oils. These classes are designed and perfect for them. Feel free to invite anybody that you'd like. Now we are on class number 6, mood and emotional well-being. Next week, we'll be talking about spa products, aroma touch, and symphony of the cells, which you guys, if you've not experienced one of those, I would highly recommend you reach out to somebody who is certified or who does know how they work, and get one. Now, you can always go into our Good Vibes Facebook page if you are part of our VIP group, and you can see what it's all about and get different recipes and different things. Okay, now at the very beginning, we asked you to pick an emoji that says, how do you feel right now? Or how did you feel this week? Well, I can tell you that this morning, I had a lot of different emotions, everything from being extremely frustrated. I was sad, I was scared, I had all these things going through my mind. And I'm just super grateful that I know what to do. And I know that emotions are something that are normal, like we get to have them, but it's how long are we going to have them sit with us? Now, what is stress, and how does it show up in our bodies, and why is this even important to know or understand? Well, if you have ever felt, tension in your neck, your shoulders, maybe you've got, stomach issues where your belly's always upset, or your bowels are very loose. Maybe you just have, where you can't catch your breath, where it's hard for you to turn your mind off at night. Well, some of these different emotions are what's causing those things. And so, and yes, maybe we have emotions that we deal with all the time, right? And life happens, and it doesn't mean that emotions are bad or good. They're both, right? We need to have them. But there's a cost to when we don't address different emotions, especially say you are somebody who holds on to a lot of anger. Maybe you've had a lot of life or circumstances or situations where something or someone has really wronged you. Well, by holding on to that, it actually weakens your liver. How about somebody who has a lot of stress, who they're, constantly going through the motions, and it's like they never take time to, I'm going to say it, smell the roses or take a deep breath or just get super grounded. Well, you guys, this is something that wears on your heart and your brain. And if you're overcapacitated in what you're thinking about, then pretty soon you find that your mind is just all over the place and you can't remember things. So there's also emotions that hold in our filter organs, which would be things like our kidneys, our bladder, our lungs. And so you can see by this graphic that there's a lot of different reasons why we want to be able to release the stress, release the tension, find more peace in our lives. Now, globally, suicide is the fourth leading cause of death among ages 15 to 29. Locally, I belong to a couple of different organizations, and I've been hearing a lot lately of how it's gone even younger, like 7, 8 years old. And when I hear, children of that age are considering or have tried to take their lives, I'm thinking, gosh, this is the age when we should be happy and go lucky and just life should be good, right? And yet there's a lot of different things that are causing stress. Some of those things might be, the tablets and the social media. We're overstimulated. And when we look at things in movies or, magazine covers and things like that, there's a pretty high standard of what we think life is supposed to be like. And so 284 million people suffer from anxiety or some kind of a disorder. Now, I want you to think about how many people, like if you've had any kind of anxiety yourself, which I'm the first one to raise my hand, yes, me, and I've not reported it. And yet I think of how many people are going through day in, day out and just feeling overwhelmed or, have lost all sense of, peace or joy or acceptance. Substance abuse is one of the main reasons that I love and I am so passionate about educating people with essential oils and natural remedies, because there are so many overdoses caused from prescription medications and things that, when people want to be able to cope. And I think, not only is it prescription things, but it's also, alcohol and different kind of addictions from, all kinds of things. So I don't know if you are familiar with David R. Hawkins, but he has a book and he's done a lot of research and work on the map of consciousness. Now, this chart here in the middle shows that 15% of the people are experiencing, peace and joy and acceptance. And then that leaves 85% of the people in our communities that are dealing with some kind of low frequency, which would be anger, fear, grief. I think if you've been around very much or you watch any type of news, it's always sad and it's always, planting fear into us. So what can we do to change some of those? And you guys, I want you to remember that you're not going to take somebody who feels guilt. Like really, guilt is a kind of a heavy thing to, experience. And you're not going to take them from feeling guilty all the way up to, oh my gosh, I feel so joy and peaceful just by smelling rose oil. There's a lot of steps and there's a lot of things in between. And that's part of why we love to do these education classes, is if we can take them from feeling guilty to just feeling sad, or then we've done a great job of just moving them up a little bit on that scale. Now, we've listed some of my favorite essential oils, rose being one of the highest frequencyed oils that you can get on you, in you, or around you. Rose is the oil of divine love, divine acceptance, and just that whole peace and enlightenment. And then we're going to talk, frankincense. A lot of people you'll hear in our classes over and over. When in doubt, get the frankincense out. And there's a reason, is because its vibration and its chemical constituents are really great for so many different things. Everything from mind clarity to aches and, things that might be going on in your body. I mean, this is such a powerhouse essential oil. And then, of course, we have Melissa, which is often referred to as the oil of light. So when you get yourself, or somebody who might be dealing with I just can't shake it. Like, I just feel like this dark cloud is, on top of me, and I just can't get out from underneath it. I want you guys to always go to Melissa. Melissa is a great oil. You can just put a drop on your thumb, put it in the roof of your mouth, is my most effective way that I use it. And I've been using Melissa every day for quite a while. And I just love that, it kind of adds that little bit of sunshine, and life is going to be okay, and it's going to work out for me. Okay, did you know that just one drop of doTERRA's essential oil can impact over 40 million trillion molecules? You guys, when I first heard that, I'm like, okay, well, how many molecules are there? What does that really mean? And part of that is that within minutes of being able to put it on you, so whether you're putting it on your feet, or like you heard me say, I put it on my thumb in the roof of my mouth, or there's a lot of times when I've got stuff going on in my belly area that I'm dropping it right into my belly button. And that means that it's going to be very quick in going to the cell, and it's going to affect my entire body. Unlike if you were going to take a capsule of some kind for, say you had some kind of issue going on with your knee. Well, the old me would have gone to the medicine cabinet, grabbed something, taken it, and it would take 20, 30 minutes to get to that part of my knee, if it got there at all, right? Because if my shoulder hurt, or, there could be something else that my body was saying, hey, help me here. And so that is just one reason that I love essential oils, is because of how quickly they can go in and do their work. Now, essential oils, I often refer to them as great little messengers. Each one is chemically different, and it's made to give a specific message. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute. What I also love about essential oils, especially doTERRA's, is it's the ability to disrupt the way you might have been feeling or thinking. Just like, depending on the different oil that you chose, it'll give you a different pathway that your mind will start thinking. Now, I love being able to teach this so much. And so I'm excited as we get going on through this. Remember, if you guys have questions or comments, or if you've tried something or you've experienced it, make sure you put that in the chat for us so that we can talk about it at the end of class. Now, the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Now, I just want that to sit with you for a second, is you get to choose, even if it's, a little bit chaotic, or you've got a lot of things going on, you get to choose, is it going to be a good experience, or is it going to be an awful experience? And simply, and I do a lot of work first thing in the morning, so that I can set my day up for how I want it to be, even when, like today was one of those days that things went really sideways pretty quick. And I responded to it differently because my mind was I already decided first thing of how my day was going to play out. So there's science behind this. And so we want to dig into the science just a little bit. We're going to first talk about the olfactory system. And I love this graphic. It kind of shows where the person is smelling something, and then it shows those little particles going up into the mind and into the brain, and then how your brain filters it out. So the sense of smelling, or when you smell an essential oil through the nose, it enables your olfactory center to detect, what is this? Like, what is it, and how am I supposed to react to it? The amygdala is where the brain keeps memories and emotions. So sometimes, have you ever had something happen to you when you were like 4 years old, and then, you're 28 years old, and something happens and it just instantly takes you back, and it almost triggers it. And sometimes we'll react to something because of that amygdala and the way that it holds on to our memories. Now, one thing I really want to point out here is, Now you can write things down. So I work with a lot of people. We do affirmations, we'll do, we'll visualize and we'll do different things. Now, the amygdala is one of the things that only way that it can be affected is with scent. So you need to be able to smell that. Our sense of smell is 10,000 times stronger than any of our other senses. Now we're going to switch to the limbic system, which is our emotions, our memories, hormones, autonomic influences. So this is where essential oils can trigger that and evoke or releases stored emotions and memories. And we'll be able to retrieve memories that have been ingrained in a sense childhood. So for instance, there's an essential oil called helichrysum. And the first time that I opened it up and smelled it, it took me straight to where I was a little girl, probably about 10 or 11, riding horses, and that smell of fresh cut hay. And it was weird how the second that I smelled it, it took me straight back to that experience in that moment. And isn't it amazing how our bodies work? So this is a really great chart. And anytime you guys, if you have your cameras out, go ahead and take screenshots so you'll be able to refer back to these. But this just kind of is showing us exactly how, when we smell something, we have constant changes, we have autonomic changes. We have things that our body automatically does without us even thinking about it. And then we'll have something like, gosh, I smell smoke. Well, that's not normal. My body's going to give me a different response and tell me that it's okay, it's fight or flight. And so the essential oil goes, and then the limbic system interprets it and then the chemical response is, okay, now what do I need to do? And then the emotional part comes in, fight or flight. Do I run or am I okay? Or wait, this is an amazing smell. So I get to really be calm and maybe I'll be a little sleepy and it just helps me know that I'm safe. Okay, so the power of aroma, just like I mentioned earlier, our sense of smell is 10,000 times stronger than any of our other senses. And that is why we are so motivated. So if you're smelling, fresh baked cookies, or maybe you've got a lemon, and I want you just to think about, I'm holding this lemon in my hands and I'm going to, put my fingernails in and kind of break back that skin. My mouth instantly starts to water, right? Now, the cool thing is that whether we can smell or not, our body will react to whatever the aroma is. So many people have experienced where they have lost their sense of smell. Some people have something called anosmia, which is where they don't smell at all. And I love that our essential oils still have the ability to work with our brain, and our brain has that reaction and tells us what to do or what our body needs to do, without being able to actually smell it. I don't know about you, but I'm so grateful that I can smell. All right, so we're going to move to diffusing. So we know with essential oils, with doTERRAs, we can use them aromatic, topical, or internal. Since we are talking about smell and emotions, that is one of the best ways to instantly get some kind of a change in that molecule and in that message that is going on with whatever's around you. So when we are diffusing, like I said, 10,000 times more sensitive than our other senses. So by putting the diffuser and we put our essential oils in it, not only am I getting the benefit, but anybody that's in that area is also getting the benefit. So why I love this is because if I'm working in a room with a bunch of other people and we've got a really big project and we really need to stay focused, I can create a blend of essential oils that are targeted to focusing, paying attention, calming the mind. And the same thing is that if I'm working in an area or maybe a daycare where there's a lot of kids who might be passing things around, by putting that the essential oils in the diffuser, it is getting out to everybody there. And it is one of the fastest ways to affect your mood. So I had the opportunity to scan some people, which I'll talk about pretty soon, but they had just lost their father. And as soon as I had started talking to them, I could just see the sadness, and I, was asking them different questions, and I said, okay, let's do this. I got the console oil, which we'll be talking about really soon, and I rolled it into both of the gals' hands, and I said, rub your hands together and then just hold it up to your nose and take 3 deep breaths. And you guys, I could see the emotion changing on their faces. And the one's going, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It smells so good. And she instantly said, it reminds me of going camping with our dad. And so that's exactly, so that's just an example of how quick this essential oil can work. Okay, so we are talking about emotions and mood, and how can we, what things do we have that will help to settle down our neurological and our biochemical systems and help us to be able to cope with the things that are going on around us from day to day. So the Adaptiv system is one of my favorites. If you guys use the Adaptiv system, if you'll tell us in the chat, which one of these products are you most in love with? Like, which one do you go to? I can tell you that I use the capsules and I use the essential oil every day. Every single day, those oils are around me, and the capsules are in me. I use one, the capsules in the morning. I use one again before I go to bed at night. You'll see here that they both have different purposes. And so the limbic brain, which is the behavior, that thought, that emotion, in here we have copaiba, rosemary, wild orange, which is super uplifting. The mint oils are always uplifting. And then you've got the essential oils that work with stress relief, like lavender, magnolia. Now, the essential oil bottle that is pictured there in the middle is 250 drops. The roller to the left side of that is a touch bottle, which means it's been perfectly diluted. You would just put it on like you would perfume. It's the same exact essential oil, one's just ready to wear, and anyone in your household can use it. What I love to do with this one is put it behind my ears like I would perfume, on my wrists. Sometimes I'll roll it in the palm of my hands, rub my hands together and smell it. And then I'll stick it, at the sides of my neck, and I'll go up into my ears. And it just is really great. If you have kids getting ready to go to school, because summer, believe it or not, is almost over, depending on when you're watching this. We're going into August. And so this is a great one that you could just put on your hands, and you could just rub your kids' ears with it. You could rub the back of their necks with it. You could just take their hands and rub it. And that's a great way to have that conversation of, how was your day? Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me more about it. And they'll really sit and hang out as long as you're rubbing their hands, right? So then you go to the capsules on the other side, and this is a capsule. You can see that the oils are similar, but they have changed. So we have omegas in here, which comes from the ahi flower. We have selenium and GABA, which is a natural fermented form of GABA, which is super great for calming the mind and the body. And then, of course, we have lavender, wild orange, coriander, and fennel. So I did kind of go through each one of these, and so I'm just going to pick up a couple of things really quick. People love this essential oil because it helps them to be able to cope, and it's very calming and uplifting at the same time. So any kind of type of situation where you're going, okay, I'm a little down, but I might be a little sad, but I just need that extra boost, and I want to be happy, but yeah, calm. This is a great blend for that. You can put this in your bathtub. The drops, you can just drop it into some Epsom salts, and it's super calming. If you've got yourself, who maybe you've got a new job or an interview or something, this would be a really great one to put on you before you go, to prevent the anxiousness from getting out of control. And those capsules, what I love about the capsules is, you can see in the right-hand side, we also have Serenity capsules and Copaiba and Adaptiv. Now, when you use these internally, you're going to get a different effect than when you put the stuff on topical. And what I love is these capsules work from the inside out. They are designed to dissolve in your body, where your body will be able to absorb them and get the very best results. I also love that you could take any combination of the 3 capsules shown and get great results. Some people will use Copaiba if they have a hard time sleeping, or maybe They have seasonal threats, or it's one of those that works for all four of your core body stress systems. Where Serenity is known as the restful blend. So I use it too, you guys. If I know I'm going to have a really hectic day, or maybe I'm going to be having some conversations that might be a little difficult, and I want to be really, on my game and not let those emotions get out of control, then sometimes I'll take, the Adaptiv and the Serenity together. A while back, I was speaking in front of about 300 people, and I knew I had some people who were my haters in the audience, and so I was a little anxious. So I took one each of those about 30 minutes before I was getting ready to go up on the stage. And then right before I went on the stage, I took another Serenity gel cap and I actually popped it in my mouth. You guys, it doesn't taste amazing, but what I love about doing that is it instantly gives me that calmness and that I can do it capsule. Okay, Shinrin Yoku. So, you guys, this was introduced to us last year at convention. Shinrin Yoku is forest bathing. So many people spend most of their day either on electronics or watching TV, or, computers, or then their phones and social media and everything, to where we pretty much live in a constant state of chaos. And this blend and this practice was um, put into order, I think in 1984, 94. I can't remember the year that it was first introduced, but doTERRA came up with a blend that you can see the ingredients on the left-hand side. And when I smell this, it just takes me into the mountains. But I did one better. So when we first got it, we have a canyon that is about 30 minutes from where I live. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite places to go and get away from all the chaos. There's no cell service or anything. And so what I did is I got up to the canyon, I opened up the bottle, I put it all over me, and then I just got myself, grounded on the earth, and I sat in silence and listened to the birds. And you guys, I took a very short video of the stream with the waterfall going. And so now when I am at work, or if I'm, at home and I just need to get grounded, or I need that peaceful moment, within about 2 or 3 minutes, I can open up the bottle. My memory remembers the smell and the experience. I've got the video. I can watch it if I need to, but it takes me so, like, just a couple of minutes to get me back into that place of complete peace and restoring the soul, and I just love it. So if you've not experienced Shinrin Yoku, I actually do put this in my bathtub too. If you guys use it, tell us in the comment, what is it that you like about it? Do you diffuse it? I love that you have the 250 drops in the pure essential oil bottle, or you also have an easy, convenient roller bottle that is perfectly diluted to where you can put it on any time. Now, if you look at the essential oils that are in there, I just want to pay attention to a couple that when people have tightness in their chest, and maybe it's for respiratory issues, maybe it's something else, but there are oils like Siberian fir, magnolia, cardamom, grapefruit, lavendin. I mean, all of those are extremely great for releasing that tightness and that tension in your chest. So this is great for all the season stuff that's coming up. Okay, now we're going to fast forward to the emotional aromatherapy blends. Now, these are all 5 ml bottles. Anytime you have a small bottle, they have 85 drops in them. They carry a big punch. So a little tiny bit less more often is what we always teach with these. They also come with a convenient roller bottle touch. You can get either one of these as a kit. Anytime you buy a kit from doTERRA, you get it below the wholesale price. So if I were going to go and buy Motivate, Cheer, and Passion, and just I'm going to pay the wholesale prices, but if I buy all of them together, I'm going to get at least 25% off of the wholesale price and have all of them. Plus, when you look at these, you guys, I can just look at the name and go, oh, that's exactly what I need right now. If you have somebody, if that has dealt with grief or loss, or maybe just a little bit, life is really wearing me down, console is like this huge hug in a bottle. I already mentioned that I helped these two gals with it. Well, their mom, who had actually lost her husband, was sitting in the chair next to where we were doing the scan, and I put it on them, and I had kind of like forgot that she was sitting over there because she was kind of out of the way. And finally, I looked and I said, "Would you like some?" And this lady, she just opens up her hands and she said, "Of course." And she smelled it, and you could see the smile come over her face. Now, we've got motivate, cheer, passion, and I'm going to speak to passion really fast. Is most people, when I first saw that, I'm going passion, bedroom, excitement, all this kind of stuff. And really, the question that I want to ask you is, have you lost your passion for your job? Have you lost your passion and purpose for who am I? What am I doing? If you need that spark back, if you need that little bit of, oh my gosh, I just want to be excited about life again, passion is the oil. And, you put a couple drops on the palm of your hands, take your deep breaths, and then put it right over your heart. Anytime you have emotional things and you're feeling, that stuff, it's like smell it and then over the heart is what I always recommend. Okay, now this is a list of the essential oils from this collection. You can see on the right-hand side, it kind of, like peace promotes reassurance or being content. It also, if you're somebody who's been feeling super anxious or maybe fearful, peace would be a great oil for you to have. If you have peace of mind, well, then I would put it across my forehead. If you have peace, or if you have you're fearful and you're feeling it like in your chest, well, I would put peace over my chest, right? And so on the left-hand side, it shows about what is the benefit of each one of our oils, whether it's spicy like cinnamon or clove, or if it's more of a floral like geranium or rose or magnolia. And that's how in these combinations, we've been able to perfectly put blends together to target what each person is going through. All right, so forgive. You guys, when they first introduced the essential oils to us, they had done a study at an oncology center that was a nonprofit somewhere in the Middle East, or not Middle East, in the middle central United States. And they had people come in and they would give, hey, which one do you want to use? Which one do you want to smell? How, what was your experience? And they did these studies with these essential oils. And the number one essential oil that people went to over and over by a landslide was Forgive. And I love this essential oil. I feel like whether it's that I get to forgive myself for, I don't know, maybe the way I showed up in a relationship or something, or I get to forgive the relationship and how it might have went, down a different path or something. We can all use some kind of forgiving. It's also referred to as the renewing blend. In this blend, you'll see it has bergamot, which is the oil for self-assurance and being able to believe in yourself. It has juniper berry, which is really great for if you know somebody who has the what if, like, well, what if the plane crashes? Well, what if we get in a car accident? Well, what if, and that constant being scared or frightful of things. Juniper berry is really great for that. And then we've got myrrh, which is like the mother. It's like a comforting essential oil. Arborvitae, which is the tree of life, or just it just it it's such a great essential oil for uh not letting things bug you and being able to take care of it. And then thyme oil is the one for release and forgiveness. So you guys, this blend is really great, especially if you know somebody who has just had, and I don't know, life happens, right? So sometimes we need to be gentle with ourselves and then give us the support that we need so that we can get through something. Okay, console, big hug in a bottle, just like I said. This one is really great for when you need comforted. I love using this, especially for transition. If you know somebody, whether it's the person who may be transitioning to what's next or the people who are around, This oil is really amazing for just being able to put over the heart, like 1 drop. It's great for diffusing to get rid of feelings or that sadness that just kind of holds on. If you want to brighten it up just a little bit, I love putting a citrus oil with it, because anytime we need to be calmed, we also want to be happy. And so when you add those citrus oils, you're going to get that burst of happiness and joy too. Okay, when I first started with doTERRA, you guys, it's been many, many years ago, but these are the essential oils. They're the mood oils that I pretty much cut my teeth on. This is what I learned, and these were my go-tos. Balance, you can see in the very bottom, it's the grounding, reassuring, and consoling blend. I was referred to myself a lot as being a bucket full of mess, always on edge, cried a lot. People could do something really big and it wouldn't bother me, but they would leave the light switch on and I would flip out over it. Not because of any other reason, but I didn't know what to do or how to act. And I'd just been pushing and pushing down all of the emotions and things from when I was a small child. Well, this moment that I cracked open the lid on Balance, you guys, I'll never forget smelling it and just feeling this calmness come over me. And instinctively, I just put a few drops in my hands, rubbed them together, and put it across my chest. What I found is that anytime for a long time, like I'm thinking for at least a year, when I first started using these, I would have such a great result from it that I would carry it in my pocket and I would have something come up. I'll never forget having a phone call and it was, getting a little heated because of my business and me going, okay, could you hold on just for a second? Hold please. And I got the Balance out, put it on, and it's like, okay, new person. Hi, how can I help you? And you guys, that is how quickly and how amazing essential oils can work. One thing, if you don't get them out and get them on you, you're not going to get the result. And being consistent, it's taken some time, you guys. It's not like I just used the oil and everything went away. I did a lot of work emotionally. Now, the second oil here that I love and I use every single day still is Serenity. You guys, I love it. I put it in my diffuser blends. There's a lot of times when I'll put Balance with Serenity. We have a roller bottle blend, which is Serenity, Balance, and Copaiba. We call it Relaxin. It's equal parts. So whenever you're making a roller bottle, we do 1/3 of the bottle with essential oils and the other 2/3 with your carrier oil for any adults. If you've got hotter oils, of course, you're going to want to, reach out to the person who invited you here to make sure you get the right ratios. But most of the time, those blends work really well. Okay, so when I first was introduced to the emotional benefits and essential oils, I was like, nope, not doing it. There's no way. Like I get herbs and how they help you with feeling better and coughs and colds and things like that. But I couldn't really grasp they have an emotional benefit and they can help us. Now, you guys, fast forward, it is the first thing I go to is when my body or somebody comes to me and says, okay, I've got something going on in my shoulder. The first thing I'll ask is, was it an injury? The second thing I ask is, are you willing to look deeper and find out if there could be something emotionally going on? And so I love, love, love the Emotions and Essential Oil book. You can see their website down here. They have a book, they have a wheel, they have a really great little chart that has the emojis on it. So what's great with the emojis is little kids, like they're not going to go, oh, I feel really sad and I feel burdened and abandoned, but they can look at the emoji and say, that's how I feel. And so then we can go through a series of questions and we are able to find out exactly what it is that we can do to best support them. Now, there's just an example of it for MetaPower, the oil of body acceptance. And I do highly encourage you guys, if you don't have the resources to be able to look the stuff up and learn and dig deeper into what do each of the oils do, I would recommend that you do. This has been a life changer for me. Twice this week already, it's only Tuesday, right? So twice I've already been able to talked to people who have been feeling things. One gal had something going on with her hands, and she was telling me the pain. So we took the emotions book, we looked up those specific area, and then I just had her read it, and she said, oh yeah, oh my gosh, that is like exactly what's going on. So then we were able to look at it closer. So here's the questions is, so we're talking about serenity here, and all of this information came out of the emotions book for essential oils. So when you're feeling stressful, then what do? We would get the essential oil out and we would be able to put it on. But then there are questions that it's going to ask you to look deeper. Like, why is this happening? And what is the root of it? Where did it come from? And then it gives you an affirmation that you can say out loud to rework and rewire the message and what you're saying to get a different result. You guys, I have had so much result. Both of the people that I was helping were just blown away. They're going, I can't believe that I could be this. And yes, that's exactly how I feel. And being able to walk them through this. Okay, so now we're going to take 3 essential oils that this information also came out of the Essentials and Emotions book. Melissa, so you heard me mention at the very beginning of class tonight that Melissa is the oil of light. Now, I want you guys to just, read this. It's like it awakens the soul to truth and light. It reminds individuals who they are and why they are here. Melissa invites one to release everything and anything that's holding them back for their true potential. Now, what we've done in the past, especially as a community, as a Good Vibes tribe, we do a couple times a year a challenge where every day for 21 days, we've taken that Melissa, and whether you put it on your thumb in the roof of your mouth, you can drop it directly on your head, just get it on you or in you somehow, right? And it's amazing how you can switch around some of those things that you might have been feeling. And for me, the first time I did this, you guys, I'm going, oh, I don't really need it, but I'm going to do it because everyone else is. And about 3 days in, I'm like, holy cow, I feel so much better and so much happier. And so you guys, whether it's bergamot, the oil of self-acceptance, each one of the oils has a really deep look at what they can offer you. Okay, so for you to change, you must change your routine and your thoughts. So sometimes, especially when people are first getting started with doTERRA, they're like, I don't know. Like, is it really going to work? And could it really be that? And I'm here to say, yes, it is. And can it be that easy? So sometimes I'll look at my essential oil bag and one of them will just like, gosh, I'm wondering about that one. So I look at it and I pick it up and it's like, okay, I'll read the emotions part of it. And I'm like, this is why I need this one. So another question that you can ask yourself, or you can ask somebody that you're working with, maybe it's a child or a partner, somebody at work, what do you want to feel less of? Like if you want to feel less shame, or maybe you want to feel less angry, maybe you want to feel less burdened. If you look those words up in the back of that book, it's going to reference the essential oil that's best going to have you feel the opposite. So then if you don't know what you want to feel less of, then the next question for me would be, what do you want to feel more of? And it's really exciting to see people light up when they're like, how could this simple essential oil do this and help me? Okay, you guys, and other things that I love to do or recommend is essential oils are something that if you need it every 15 minutes to smell that to remind you of where you're at. Like I've dealt with people who have wanted to take their lives, and I'm not educated in any of that, and I don't have certifications, but what I do have is just open up your hand and smell it. And let's start talking about something good. Let's find something that we are grateful for. Other really great things is to be able to journal down your feelings. And when I'm coaching people, I usually say, okay, 2 journals. One people read and one people don't read. Even if once you write these feelings down that you might have a little bit of attachment to or shame around or feeling guilty or whatever, you can write this out the way you actually feel. You rip it out of there and then you shred it or you burn it. And that's part of the process of being able to release. Now, another thing that I'm just really going to say is one of my morning routines lately has been no phone, no nothing. I get up and I go straight outside. I've got my glass of water. Usually it has my electrolytes in it. And I'll put essential oils on the bottoms of my feet. And then I just go outside and I sit. And I'm listening to nature. I'm listening to the birds. I'm feeling the sunshine. And it really has made such a huge difference in. And then I talk to myself about, what do I want today to be like? What do I want to accomplish today? And I keep it to like one thing. I don't go overboard. Okay, so within 15 minutes or 5 or 2 or 30 or an hour, you can change everything about the way that your day is going to be. One of my favorite things is to put a drop or two of balance on the bottoms of my feet. You heard me from the very beginning. That was the one thing that I had to do every single day, and I continue to do that still. Being able to list 2 or 3 things that you're grateful for. When you start your day like that, even when things, like I said, it's like when things go sideways, guess what? It's going to go less sideways than if I started going, oh my gosh, I don't want it to be here. Like, I hate Mondays. I hate work. I hate, all the things. How do you think that my day is going to play out if that's the way it starts? And when we, say, all right, let's do this. Let's have a great day. Let's have we've got Jules. I don't know if Jules is here today, but one of our leaders here is, it's a great day to have a great day on purpose. She says that every time she opens or ends a conversation or a text or, class. And what a great thing to be able to say and do. So we can't go any further. I can't let you guys say goodnight yet until we talk about the way that we get these amazing products. If you are new here or watching this for the very first time, if you don't already have your own wholesale account, I want to encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you here to help get started. We also have something where you can, every single one of us, whether you do this as a business or not, we have a referral link where if you are referring your friends or family to purchase things like maybe it's shoes, maybe it's popcorn at a movie, maybe it's your favorite book. When you refer people to doTERRA using your link, you can earn free product. I love being able to help people get their own free product, especially with how things have gone up in price. I also want to say the reasons that I love our loyalty program is it's doTERRA's way of saying thank you for being a great customer. So they offer us, we start at 10% back and we go all the way up to 30% back over a year of using their loyalty program. Now, why I love it is because the things ship right to my house. I can change my order to ship anywhere, anytime, any product, and I still get points for it. My orders are always over 125, so I get a free product. And if you're watching the replay, it probably won't be valid anymore. But you guys, starting in August, the free product of the month is a Adaptiv Touch. You guys, you get that oil for free with your loyalty rewards order of 125. That in itself makes it worth it. You guys, we talked on other classes about our lifelong vitality or our MetaPower Advantage, which is an award-winning product. Collagen is not only a collagen, it's 9 different types of collagen in an amazing freeze-dried powder. And when you order one of those items, you can have this drop-down menu where you can add up to 3 other products, up to 45% off of wholesale. So you guys reach out, let whoever invited you here know that you want to know more information and get going on that. Last but not least, you guys, I mentioned if you want to stay connected, if you would like to receive a text 15 to 30 minutes before class, text the word class reminders to the phone number 534-429-5392. You can also, we have a recipe book that has nearly 300 recipes in it. These recipes, you guys, are the tried and true, our team's favorite ones, the ones that we go to. I was asking somebody the other day, I said, hey, we're putting this new book together. You haven't put any recipes. And she says, well, that's because I only use the ones in the recipe book. So you guys, this book is packed full. When you attend or watch 8 of our Zoom classes, and you've texted the word class and the topic of that class to the same number, 534-429-5392, we give you one of those books as a gift as a thank you for attending. Next week, you guys, like I mentioned earlier, our class will be on Aroma Touch and Symphony of the Cells and some of our amazing spa products and how we take good care of ourselves. Like, let's up our game, and you'll be really excited to see some of the recipes and things that we're sharing with that. So, all right. I want to say thank you for joining us on our class tonight, and see if there's anyone who would like to share or has a question or share a testimonial. We are here to support. I don't know if anybody, did you guys see any questions?
Yeah, I think we answered them though. There was just a couple.
For the recording, Sarah, do you mind reading them?
Yes. So Missy had asked, because I got disconnected. So she asked, she wants to get the emotional kit for her daughter-in-law. Does it come with a book?
No.
So I just wrote the Aroma Tools link with the Aroma Tools book and the wheel, and that's what I just sent to her.
Awesome. You can also go straight to Missy, Sarah. They, I think, are having and you guys, if you're listening to this recording, it won't be valid anymore. But I think there's a discount code for Emotions books right now at 20% off. And I know it's in Good Vibes. So maybe we can make sure that she gets that, because they never go on sale. And I know that when they do release a new version, it's going to be the book's gonna cost a lot more because of the price of printing going up so much.
Okay, I'll tag Missy in that.
Okay.
Testimonial. I always share this, but I know there's someone new on here. But I like to share my testimonial on Adaptiv capsules because they have GABA in them. When they first came out, my husband's dad was actually dying in our house. He had asked to pass away with us, and he said, "You've got to help me because bipolar runs on both sides of his family, and they're all medicated." And ironically enough, those had just been released. And so he started taking, at that time, this probably sounds excessive, but 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. He's taken less now, but you guys, he has no bipolar anymore. When he takes them, he knows when he's going into a stressful situation, he pops them, or a lot of times I will actually chew on them. I think Hayley does the same thing if she wants that instant effect. But they're amazing. Like, hands down, if you need something that's really going to take that edge off, or really walking into a stressful situation, or even bipolar, those capsules are amazing.
One thing that I love about that, Sarah, is there are so many people who are on medications that have nasty, awful side effects. I was talking last week to a gal, and she said, I'm just so tired of feeling numb all the time. Like, she goes, I have no emotions. It's like, it's not that I'm sad or crying, but I'm not happy either. It's like, I just kind of, and she said, I'm doing whatever it takes to get away from some of the medications. Now, we would never, ever recommend somebody just go cold turkey and stop, or not do it without their doctor, especially if they are, seeing a physician for some kind of an emotional thing. However, our goal here is gosh, what if you could substitute and take something, or use an essential oil, or get a mindset change or something where you could take less of it? Or maybe if you're taking 3 different medications, what if you could get rid of one and only have to take 2? And I'm going to say the same thing about like pain meds. My son, years ago went in for a root canal, and I'm going to say he came out a heroin addict, which is not really, I mean, that is how it happened. And it wasn't like one day at a time, but, because he had such a sensitivity to addiction, that his body just wanted more. And so if there's something that I can do to ever help people, change their medication and that outcome of having something that could actually be causing more harm to their bodies, I'm going to be all over it. And I've witnessed it. And I've seen people who have tried it and said, no, it doesn't work. I just need this other stuff. And that's fine, because there's no judgment around that. And we only would offer some support and love and guidance around that. But I've also seen people when we talk about Symphony of Cells next week, the gentleman who developed that technique was working with his brother-in-law who had hit a pine tree in the face while he was skiing. And had, all kinds of meds, and he got desperate, and to the point where he said, "You've got to help me because the meds aren't even working now." And he was able to introduce him to Symphony of the Cells for pain, and was able to get him completely off of his pain medications. So you guys, it's the real deal. And I just am so grateful every single day for not only the essential oils, but for a company who believes in education, purity, testing, to make sure that ours are out of the, like, they're so much further ahead than anything else that's out on the market, that I'm just super grateful to be a part of this company. All right, anybody else have anything? All right, as you know, I could go on for hours, but we're not going to. All right, you guys have a great night. I hope you guys set your alarms to meet up with us next week. If you know somebody who could benefit from this recording, reach out to the person who invited you here, because the recording will be available that you can share in a link. So, all right, you guys have a great night. We'll see you next time.